What's good, people? Welcome to Premsy TV. Make sure you're smashing a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, people, and come on, let's have it. Arsenal have turned out victorious over Manchester City at Wembley, and I'm not going to lie, folks, it was a decent game. It could have been a lot better, but the most important thing is that we have won. And that's what we need. We need that mentality shift. We need the belief in the boys going into the upcoming season, and we need to get one over Manchester City. I don't care how it comes. I don't give a shit if we win on penalties or we snatch a last minute goal. We needed to win that game. We seen last season, no matter how good we were, we played them 3 times and we lost 3 times. Wasn't good enough. This year is a brand new year and we need that momentum. We need the push. And I think this is just what we've done. Yeah, it might not be the high fly game that we want. It might not really mean anything. It's a preseason friendly, but for the mentality side of things, I think it would do us something very great. I'm going to touch on the teams in just a moment as well. Big up to everybody that's watching. Make sure you're smashing a like I said, people. But look, let's touch on the teams first of all, because as we've seen, Havertz up front for the Arsenal. Jesus has been out injured and he's going to be out injured for the next few weeks or so. We haven't really got a proper timeline on how long he's going to be out, but for me, I believe he's going to be out for the best part of 2 months, because you got to get back to fitness. You got to make sure the knee's all right. And then, like I said, you got to get embedded back into the team. But it looks like Arteta's opted for Havertz up front. Personally, there's a few opportunities that Havertz had. And in my opinion, the first one, yeah, it was a little bit difficult on the turn, but the second one, he should have been putting that away. But we went with Saka, Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, and Martinelli. And at the back, Yuri Timber, left back. And we're going to touch on him as well, because for me, Yuri Timber has been absolutely amazing since he's come to the club, playing out of his favoured position, either right back or right centre back. And he's there at left back alongside Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White, and Ramsdale in goal. And you know what? We're going to touch on the Ramsdale situation, because for me, he had a few shaky moments there. But look, first of all, the first 20, 25 minutes, you got to say Man City were all over us, kept the ball very well, and we couldn't really get a sniff. If you look towards the latter part of the first half, Arsenal grew back into the game. We pretty much controlled it. We had the better opportunities. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish our dinner, but we looked it good. It looks like the boys were hungry. Declan Rice was coming into his own and giving us a bit more of a better performance in that progressive role as a midfielder, stepping in for Granit Xhaka. Thomas Partey looked to his usual self, brilliant again. But Yuri and Timber, man, Yuri and Timber, people, tell me what you think about Timber. I can already see his name in the comments as well. This guy is absolutely unbelievable. And I'm worried for Zinchenko now. Zinchenko looks like he might be coming into this team and sitting on the bench, because Timber, solid defensively. This guy now, yeah, not only does he defend, he gets himself forward, he inverts into the midfield area as well. We've seen at one point he was ahead of Martinelli trying to get onto a cross. It just shows the engine he's got, the desire he's got, playing out of his position. He just doesn't look any different to him playing at right back. So that's probably one of our best signings this summer. Him alongside the new contracts of Saliba, because William Saliba, quality. You get me? Rolls Royce of a defender. You've seen what he can do. Everything that Haaland tried to do, he couldn't really get past William Saliba. Saliba's big, strong, timing on the ball is brilliant as well. Positional play, brilliant. We will get to the comments in just a moment. But you can see overall, the loss of Gabriel Jesus does have a little bit of an impact in the team going forward. I think it limits Martinelli and Saka from doing certain things that we're used to them seeing coming into the middle, because I don't think Havertz can facilitate for them two players to kind of do that. But you can see overall, the boys were hungry. The boys wanted to win this game. And I keep touching on it. I put a little video out on Instagram as well. So if you got to go over there and have a look at that, the mentality is key. You get me, going into the season, because it is going to be a very difficult season for us. Don't get it twisted. For me, it's not going to be as easy as it was last season. Teams got a year now to figure us out, see what these boys are doing, understand what Arteta's trying to do, and they can try to, nullify us to a certain extent. But we're going to have to take it to a next level now. That's what we need to do if we want to win silverware. yeah, the Charity Shield, in my opinion, is nothing big. It's nothing major. But just getting the victory over City is big because it's what if they would have beat us here now, that would have been in 9 games we've played them. We've lost every single one, which isn't good enough, especially if we want to strive forward. We need to kill that mentality. We need to get over the line in one of these games. And I believe that's what we have done. Like I said, guys, if you're in here, make sure you're smashing a like on the video. Also, put in the comments who you think the man of the match was as well, because for me, it is hard to pick between Saliba and Yuri and Timber. I think they were both fantastic. And you must give Trossard big props because even though it was a scrappy goal, deflected goal, he got himself into that position, nice little feint and put the shot away. You get me? And in pre-season, you must say Trossard has been the most, I'd say he's been our best player. Hands down, he's been our best player. You get me? We've seen Arteta utilize him in midfield as well, which I'm pretty surprised that I thought he might be, coming on in that midfield area. He might have left Havertz up top to have a bit of height, but it looks like Trossard now is the man for me. You get me? I'm not saying Martinelli needs to sit on the bench. What I'm saying is Trossard, whilst Gabriel Jesus is out, put him in that position, play him in that false nine, because we know what Trossard gives you. He's good on both feet. He's composed. His interchange with the players around him is unbelievable. And in high pressure moments, he turns up with a goal or he turns up with an assist. You get me? So we need to be playing him. Havertz, yeah, everyone knows I'm a big critic of Havertz. I don't understand why we signed him. I don't really rate him as a player. And today you can see, especially that second opportunity he had, he should have been finishing his dinner there for me. You get me? This is why I keep banging on. We need another striker. We need a different profile of striker. But he didn't do too bad. He did get himself in them positions. He did hold up the ball a little bit better than what I thought he was going to do. But I still believe Trossard needs to walk into this starting lineup in that position. You know what, Josh? I'm going to pull up your comment here as well because this is what I'm saying. Giroud-like striker we need. That's exactly what we need in this team. We need somebody big, physical, powerful, can pull defenders left to right, can bully man on corners and set pieces and offer us something different. I agree with you. Big up yourself, my brother. Get me? There's loads of comments coming in here. We'll try to get through to every single one of them. But all in all, top performance. I think the game was a little bit stale at times. Man City looked leggy. I don't think they were at the best Man City. Kevin De Bruyne came on in the second half. But Arsenal, we didn't get bullied today. That's the most important thing. We didn't let City string up loads of passes against us in dangerous areas. We kind of kept it at arm's length when they did have possession of the ball. But I'm just proud of the boys because going towards the back end of the game, I was thinking, yeah, Emil Smith-Rowe's come on, Trossard's come on, a few other players have come on. What kind of formation are we going to play, and can we actually get anything in the rest of this game? But the boys done it. They piled the pressure on. We got the corner. To be fair, it was pretty poor corner from Saka. And touching on Saka there quickly, I think Saka was very quiet today. Yeah, we know he come away with an illness from pre-season. He didn't play in the last game against Monaco, but he didn't look at it today one bit. Martinelli didn't really look at it for me. Kieran Tierney, when he came on, the goal pretty much happened straight away. Kieran Tierney slipped and Cole Palmer put the ball in the back of the net. And you got to give the young kid credit from Man City as well. Top quality finish. Brilliant finish from him. Ramsdale couldn't really do anything about it. Straight over his head. But look, at the end of the day, we walk away with victorious. The Charity Shield's ours. And Wembley's become a second home for us now. Every time we go to Wembley, we normally win that game, which is good for our confidence, because if we do get into the latter parts of the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup this season, we should have that mindset and mentality, right? Look, we go to Wembley, we normally win. The Arsenal fans, brilliant again today. Absolutely ecstatic. You can see when the penalties were getting taken, they were doing everything they could possibly do to put the players off, and it worked. Surprised that Kevin De Bruyne missed the penalty, but when he was walking up to the spot, you could see that he didn't really look too confident. I think the pressure was there. And the most important thing is Ramsdale saved another penalty. He saved another penalty. You get me, folks? I do not know where this Ramsdale's come from. I think the pressure of David Raya potentially walking in at the football club has given him a little bit of a kick up the backside in certain areas. I do think he is still a bit suspect when it comes to playing out from the back. We've seen him give the ball away, and Thomas Partey kind of saved his bacon on that instance. But with Raya coming in, it looks like Matt Turner's on his way out. Ramsdale's going to have to up his game. He's going to definitely have to up his game if he wants to stay as number one, because the competition is real. And the goalkeeping coach at Arsenal as well, he knows David Raya. He's worked with him for a number of years as well. So he's going to be obviously saying to Arteta, look, this goalkeeper is just what we need in this team. Big up Wilson in the cut as well. Your Premsy Wilson in the house. Surely Arsenal have to change the losing record against Manchester City in the league, to be honest. Now, 100%, but this is a good building block. We know the Charity Shield is totally different to the Premier League. We know the intensity of the games is totally different, but you have to have a little bit of a building block. You have to get over the line in one competition, whether it's the Premier League, whether it's the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League. You need to beat them once, because then once you've got that in your mind and your head that this crop of players can beat this Manchester City team, you will have a lot more confidence going through the team. You get me? When it comes to playing them, we've seen last season we lost 3 times, but in some of them games we played well. I just don't think we had the experience. I don't think we had the depth, and I don't think we had the confidence to beat them. I think we were looking across at Man City and, to be fair, a little bit scared in certain areas of them. But now we have to have full self-belief. Now we have to go into this season thinking now we are the big dogs, because there's a lot of pressure on us. A lot of people are expecting big things from Arsenal this season. And this is where I worry as a fan, to think, can the boys handle that pressure? Because it's unseen. Last season, we went into the season without any pressure. You get me? People didn't expect Arsenal to be in the top 4. People didn't expect Arsenal to challenge for the league, but we did. But then when the pressure got a little bit turned up on us towards the back end of the season, and we knew it was the last bit of the run, Saliba got injured, Tomiyasu got injured, we couldn't really put the results together. So this is why now, with the signings of Timber, the signings of Havertz, the signing of Declan Rice, it has given us a little bit more squad depth. I would personally like to see another striker come in, and I would like to see maybe another midfielder come in. But it looks like goalkeeper is going to be priority with Matt Turner on his way out. So we're going to have to wait and see. There's still plenty of time in the window left. But it's just positive signs. It's positive signs to see that Arsenal now are kind of leaving, starting where we left off last season. You get me? The confidence is through the team. Saliba, Rolls-Royce back to his best after a little bit of time out. Sometimes players could come back and they could be rusty, but he just looks himself. He looks fucking phenomenal, to say the least. I'm telling you now. Ben White looks very good as well. You get me? This looks like the Ben White of old when we were all singing his praises. He was getting forward nicely. He put the ball into a few nice positions as well. Once he put it onto Saka's toes, and Saka really couldn't do nothing with it, but he's putting the ball in the right areas. Like I said, I'm just interested to see what happens in the left-back situation now, because we all love Kieran Tierney. He's there at the football club. Zinchenko, since he's come in, he's been a leader on the pitch. Going forward, he's been incredible. Diverting himself into the midfield area and helping out midfield, he's been brilliant. But he's been suspect defensively. Now with Timber coming in, we all know that this isn't Timber's favoured position, but he looks like he's a natural there. He was in the air defensively, all over, absolutely clearing the ball. His challenges against Bernardo Silva, fantastic. You get me? His ability to run forward and his engine, unbelievable as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how Arteta pans out and how he feels the team out. I'm just a little bit worried with having Havertz as our number 9 for maybe 3-4 weeks. I think Eddie Nketiah, when he came on, he gave us a little bit more energy up front. He was running for the loose balls, closing down the goalkeeper, which I like from Eddie. You get me? In pre-season, I wouldn't say he was fantastic, but the one thing we seen with Eddie was his hunger and his desire on the pitch. You get me? And that's what I do like, because it looks like Balogun's gone now. We can't get upset about spilt milk. We all wanted Balogun to stay, but it looks like he's on his way out. Big up Vicky in the cut. I see you. I'm all good. Hope you're all good as well. Rival fans saying we didn't win because it was on pens. Yeah, rival fans are always going to chat shit in it. That's what rival fans are doing. At the end of the day, we all know it's just a Charity Shield. There's nothing special, but it is what it is, isn't it? Just beating Man City for me is what I need to see. You get me? Big up Marcel in the cut, my brother. Don't get stung by the Charity Shield curse, fam. Well, I know what yous man done as well, and it yous got beat by yous beat City, and then that City's absolutely fell off. But I think it's totally different. I think the case with Liverpool, I'm surprised that yous kind of fell off the way yous did, and I think yous will be back this season. But I think yous all know that yous needed a midfield rebuild. I think Luis Diaz getting injured as well for you guys didn't do you any good. Um, Darwin Núñez coming in his first season, he needed a bit of time to settle in. Maybe you'll see a better Núñez this season. Mane leaving was always going to be a big blow. So it's no surprise. I think this Arsenal team now, we've got stronger. We've kept all the vital players that we needed. Yeah, Granit Xhaka might have gone, but I think Declan Rice is a suitable replacement for him. I think he's a lot better than Xhaka in certain areas. I would say Xhaka, obviously understanding the team and understanding his players, was probably a better fit into the Arsenal squad. But Declan Rice, we've got to give him time. We've got to give him time. Here's another good shout. Hear me out. Evan Ferguson, striker. Kulusevski, right wing. Obviously, I don't think we'll ever get Kulu. I'll be honest with you. I do like him. I don't think he's as great as everyone thinks he is. He's a decent player. But Ferguson from Brighton, I'd have him all day long. There's another shout here for Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney's a player that I've always wanted, but whether we'll go in for him, knowing that he's probably only going to be back in January, maybe that's something Arsenal might not do. But I would take Ivan Toney at a drop of a hat. I think he'll come back hungry. He'll have a point to prove as well with everything that's gone on around him. And to be fair, he's not really that old, is he? To be honest, Osserman is the ideal guy, but Napoli are just pricing him away from a move, man. Like they're wanting too much money for him, and I can't see Arsenal the way we're spending money at the moment. I can't see us outlaying another 120 million pound on Osman, which ideally we need to. We need to bring in that kind of player. But my number one target is in here, Mitrovic. I think it's very reasonable to get. He's already told Fulham he doesn't want to play for him again. We know there's been talks of him moving to Saudi Arabia, but if Arsenal come knocking in the position that we're in, I'm guessing his head will get turned. And he is somebody who's a horrible bastard. That's what we need in our team. We need an absolute horrible cunt in our team up front. Like I said, someone to stand on defenders' toes, somebody to have the dark arts. And Mitrovic is that guy. And plus, he's proven in the Premier League. Good clinical striker as well. Puts the ball in the back of the net. Good with his head. You get me? I would love him. There's talks of Ollie Watkins here as well. I'd like Watkins. I think Watkins is good. I think there's a lot that he'll have to offer. And I think this season you'll see a good Ollie Watkins at Aston Villa under Unai Emery. But are Aston Villa willing to let a player like him go? I don't think they will, to be honest with you. They're building something quite good over there with Emery and the players that they've brought in. I guarantee you Aston Villa are going to be up there this season fighting for a European spot. Maybe not Champions League, but definitely in and around the Europa League places they'll be. And if they get into the Europa League with Unai Emery, you know what's happening. Unai Emery's winning that 110%. He took a shit Arsenal to the final. Yeah, we got beat, but that's his competition. You get me? Unai Emery's. People, if you're in here, make sure you're smashing the like on this video and subscribe if you're new. It's totally free of charge. And like I said, I can't do it without you people. So make sure you hit that button. This year, there's going to be so much Arsenal content coming out on the channel as well. I'm going to invest a lot more time in the channel. Obviously, for some reasons, I will let you know when it happens, but I ain't going to be able to get to as many games as I have been over the years. You know, I'm not going to let anything out now, but I will let you know in due course, people. But yeah, man, it's just like I said, it's just good to see the team clicking, getting minutes in their legs. And now the season's here. Next game's round the corner. We need to start where we left off, like a house on fire. It's going to be a big loss without Jesus. Totally understand that. But with the recruitment that we've brought into the team, hopefully we will be able to handle it. Hopefully Jesus can come back in before the United game, which in my opinion he isn't. But if he somehow had a bit of a early recovery from this and managed to get back out in the field within the next week or so and start playing some football, who knows? But we need to be able to fill that gap in. And Trossard is the man for me. We have to do that. Gabriel today, good as well. He didn't make any mistakes. We've seen in pre-season Gabriel making a few mistakes and lapses of concentration. Today he looked it good as well. I think Thomas Partey and Rice, their partnership is starting to develop. I think when Partey seems to be the main number 6 who's sitting back with Rice progressing the ball, but sometimes we've seen Rice dropping back in that 6th position and Partey trying to progress the ball as well. So I think between the two of them, as long as one of them stays back when the other one's forward, we're going to be all right. And I don't know which one's going to be the mainstay, but Thomas Partey looks like he's getting back to his best, and that's very good. The defence, Gabriel, Saliba, Kivior, Benny Blanco, Tommy, Katie, Zinni and Timber. You know what? Defence is looking good. I'll be honest with you. Kivior, I wasn't too sure on when he came to the club because I didn't really know much about him. But every time I've seen him play, he looks okay. He looks solid. Big praise from Lewandowski. Lewandowski's obviously stepped out there and said, you know what, Kivior is probably one of the best centre backs he's played against. He plays with him in the Poland national team as well, and that's high praise from a top striker. But we want to see it in the Premier League. When Rob Holding got kicked out of the team and Kivior came in towards the back end of the season, we started to pick up results again. His positional play is good. He's tall, he's strong, and he's got a good tackle on him. We've seen him play out on the left wing, left back position as well. And it works, people. It works. But at the end of the day, most important thing is we won the fucking Charity Shield. You get me, people? We beat Manchester City. Happy days. I'm going to jump out now. Again, make sure you smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Peace and love. And we'll see you on the next one.